All right, so in this video, we're going to look at a feature in Google Forms called response validation. Response validation is a super powerful feature for making sure that you're getting the answers that you are looking for in your form. And we're going to learn about one cool little trick here that will make sure that your students follow proper grammar rules. So, first, we'll look at things through the student lens and what they see on their form. And then we'll switch over to the back end of the form to see how to set some of this stuff up. So here I have my form. I'm going to show you 4 different ways that you can use this in the classroom. The first one will be with vocabulary words. So when you assign a form, maybe you want to have the students use the vocabulary word in a sentence, but you want to make sure that they use the vocabulary word. You can use this little trick. So, for example, my vocabulary word is dog. So if I write cat and then I click somewhere else, it gives me this response right here. Don't forget to use a vocab word in your response. And this red piece here is totally customizable. So now I go back, I'm going to add in my vocabulary word dog, and that goes away. So when this red piece is up, that means that you cannot submit this form until you fix that. So a student would not be able to submit it until they go back and add a vocab word. Again, quick feedback, making sure that they're on track to do the correct assignment. The next one is when you want them to submit a URL. Maybe you give a project where it's go research a website, and then you're kind of crowdsourcing all of the research that the students found. What they tend to do is do this. Try google.com. If I click somewhere else, it's going to say, "Oop, make sure you share a website URL." So what this one requires is that students actually include the HTTP www part. Now it is a valid URL. That's important because then in your responses, I can click on that as a hyperlink. If it's just submitted as google.com, sometimes it does not hyperlink. Third option is if we want text length. So I'm just going to type a bunch of random numbers here. You'll see it says, oh, make sure that your answer is more than 140 characters. So now if I go to the end, I have this pre-made sentence that I wrote. I click off, I made it. So a good way to make sure that students are not just putting one word answers. Obviously you can't guess the character length that they'll have, but you can kind of get a range of what they are. This bottom one is an ELA teacher's favorite thing. It helps make sure that students follow proper grammar rules. When they like to submit forms, they always forget the rule that sentences start with capital letters and that proper nouns like their name need to be capitalized. So I'm going to write my name using a lowercase letter, and you'll see, oop, I got a little warning here. Don't forget to start your sentence with a capital letter. Okay. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to make Ryan with a capital R, and now it goes away. So that's how response validation works. It kind of gives students that immediate feedback that they need when they're filling out their form to make sure that they are doing the correct thing. So let's take a look at the back end of it. So going into our form, we have our standard question, just like we normally do, but there's one little extra piece if we click on vocab words. You'll now see this line right here. And the way that we get that line is we click the 3 dots and we choose response validation. So to add a question, and now this response validation only works on short answer, and you have a few options for paragraph. Most of them are on short answer. So we'll click short answer, and you still don't have that line there. So one last thing to do, click on your 3 dots and choose response validation. That will bring up this menu here where you choose what sort of data you want. So either number, text, length, or regular expression. And then each one of these brings up different things that you can do with it. So for example, in our one where we had a URL, I chose URL. For our vocab word, I chose contains. You could do this with numbers as well. So if you're a math teacher and you want to give that immediate feedback, you could say, okay, here's my question, and number is equal to 4. So maybe my question is 2 plus 2. So if my students enter anything but 4, it will give them a custom error message. If you leave this blank, it will just tell them what to write. So I'm going to instead write in here, try again. And then when we go back to our form, give it a quick refresh. We'll see our new question here, and I'm going to write 3, try again. 2, try again. 4, got it. So a way to kind of give kids feedback, again, instant feedback. And then the last one here, or you have length that you can do character count, but the last one's regular expression. This one's a little weird, I won't lie. But what I'm going to do is on the newsletter, you will see this code right here. This is the regular expression that you need in order to make sure that all questions start with a capital letter. Super easy, good for reinforcing proper grammar. So I would definitely check that one out. And that's basically it. It's just adding this one line. Again, clicking your three dots, choosing response validation. If you have any questions, please let me know and hit me up on Slack. Thank you.